All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome in. You have found us once again. Shoot the Gap, the fantasy football focused show, here to help you make good educational decisions for your fantasy football team. It is my honor. Well, first of all, I'm your humble MC, Brian D'Amigo Baldwin, but it's my honor to introduce Barack, the commish. Sagin, how you doing, my brother?
I'm good. I won my fantasy week, so I'm good.
I won one and I lost one. Yeah.
I'm thankful. I'm only in one league. That's all that's all I can deal with. My emotions run high when it comes to fantasy football, and I can't deal with more than one league.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Is only in one league did I go against Jonathan Taylor. So see, that's what I'm thankful of. Is but I would have won that. That's the one game I lost. I got the second highest score in the whole league, and it's only because I played against that one dude that had Jonathan Taylor, and the rest of his roster wasn't really anything. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I keep the music going. This is Brock's band. Aurora James, this is his music, and I just kind of keep it going. Sorry about that, man. Sorry about that, everybody. I just love it. Have it in the background. All right, it's now the 98th show, November 23rd, in this hopeful year of our Lord, and this is Thanksgiving Eve. Ain't that right, Barack?
That is it.
Yeah. Yes.
Turkey's coming around the corner. You better have already taken that shit out of the freezer and brined it and done all that stuff, because it's time.
Dude, that is no lie. Year before last, my wife and I bought a small turkey, and we put it in the oven, or put it in the refrigerator, like 24 hours before, like it said. That thing was still frozen, man, by the time it came. Yeah, so it was bad. We ended up like having to eat some, not necessarily the whole like the Chinese, Christmas thing, like you see on the Christmas Story, but we did have to get a lesser Thanksgiving meal. So yeah, good advice.
That's a bummer.
It was, but we learned. So if you learn, then it's not really a mistake now, is it?
Yeah.
All right. On today's show, we're going to have some Merry Early Christmas. We're going to cover some of the good news, and we'll also cover the shoot or cease fire for Thanksgiving games. And we'll also have that segment, What's Going On? But before we get started, let's go ahead and make sure and thank the supporters of our show. Of course, Sports Host app, the Nothing But Love sports social app. If you're tired of all the Twitter stuff, then you want to just talk about sports in an atmosphere that is not going to beat you up for maybe saying something incorrectly. I don't know. But Twitter is so sensitive. So just a more relaxed, happy atmosphere. Check out Sports Host app. You'll be happy that you did. Download it today. Also, you know what? I'm going to let you take this one, Brock. Go ahead, man. How about you take the next one?
What, High Volume Music Radio?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, man. If it ain't high volume, it ain't loud enough.
Yes, sir. You get all types of shows on that. Not only that app, High Volume Music Radio app, but also the website, highvolumemusicradio.com. Yeah, make sure and check that out. There's also a Facebook page. You'll get shows like the Andrew B's Vocal Sounds, Rock and Roll Radio, Bring Back the 8-Track, Access Granted, What's on Your Mind with Aunt Boogie, Blame It on the Boogie, the Monday Mixtape, and of course, Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian. If it ain't high volume, Brock.
Hey, it ain't loud enough. Didn't I echo?
But hear how smooth that was, dude. That's called a transition. So let's talk about last night's game, man. What was your thoughts on last night's game?
Blaine Gabbert got some playing time. Wow.
Oh, I was so happy. I was going against Brady. The one game I won, I was going against Brady. That boy is on fire, and he kept getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Then there's Gabbert. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for Gabbert.
Yards. Hey, Brady also ran for 10 yards. Did you see that? I mean, that was pretty impressive. He still got some wheels on that 45-year-old legs, man.
Well, he actually acted like he just won like the Olympics. Actually, the way he got up and everything like that. So I didn't know if that was celebration or pain, because I'm closer to his age. So if I ran 10 yards, I think I would be getting up screaming in pain. So
I think it was celebratory.
I
So
think so too. I think so too.
yeah,
Considering that he what started off the game like 8 for 8, first time in his career as a Buccaneer. Yeah, so that
yeah,
was incredible. Yeah, and so yeah, I think he kind of fixed all the worries and concerns you had last week about Brady. Yeah, because I
yeah. That's another relaxed situation. Brady's going to have the one or two games where it's not going to be that good, but he's more consistent than inconsistent. So
hmm
unlike Daniel Jones, who is very consistent, he, he consistently sucks.
Dude, how
And
how about that interception to like the defensive lineman? What was that all about? I know.
yeah, but he also threw a touchdown to an offensive lineman. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, he likes those big guys. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
here you go, big guy, catch this one.
Right, right. There you go. That's going on your mantle. Yeah. Yeah, so that man, yeah, the Giants, dude. So I mean all the other ones did great, Evans, Gronk, Godwin, Fournette, they all had great games, as you thought, the Giants, they just I don't know, man. I didn't think their defense seemed that bad. I just think that they looked like they had the wrong strategy, like they couldn't figure it out. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, and they're going up against Brady. So
Hmm
when Brady's on and at home, you have a lot to try to scheme for, and there's just, I mean, he knows the entire playbook by now. I mean, that guy is a mad scientist. He does his homework, and he knows how to pick the defense apart. But looking on the other side of the ball, Saquon Barkley came back,
hmm
and he didn't look too impressive on the ground, but he did get a good share of targets. I mean, he had passing targets, 6 targets I think he got, and
Yep.
or 6 catching.
Both.
Uh, yeah, he caught 6. He ran for 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think a total of something like 60 yards. I mean, it's not enough to write home about, but I mean, for owners of Saquon Barkley, it's a good sign that he's back. But again, he's injury prone, so I mean, you
Dude,
just when's the next time it's going to happen? We don't know. I went and dropped Booker because he came back. Now, obviously, I'm going to be in a situation if he goes back out. I don't know. I mean, I've got plenty of players, in the running back game. So,
hmm.
you know,
Yeah, the those that one play, I think is the last time I saw him in the game. That whenever he got tackled, it looked like he hurt his ankle again, or he was nervous or something. He did talk about like saying that he hasn't got as used to the speed of the game yet. He feels like it's week one. I mean, you hear stuff like that. That makes you really nervous. Just like you said about him being um, injury prone, but also, man, just the fact of like, here we are, what 3 or 4 games left, and till the season to play the fantasy playoffs start, and this guy is still trying to get his feet under him. I mean, that's nerve wracking.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney will look good, but he only turned 12 targets into 40 yards, and also got a quad contusion.
He's
And
looking very injury prone too. Yeah, very much so.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He sure is. He sure is. It's like one of those things. Just Will Fuller type situation. Just when they're playing, they're incredible, but how long they're going to play. That's the big thing there. Dude, how about this? How about this? This is actually. I'll let you break that news. You know exactly where I'm going at. I mean, you're in Dallas land, so you have kind of a connection to the man. Yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. That's exactly right. You got the moves down perfectly. That's
I guess
fantastic.
I got to watch that guy do that same move. Jason Garrett just got fired
Mm-hmm.
from let go from the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I got to see him do that clapping move,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just nonstop. I mean, an interception, pick six, turn over the ball, let the offense score. It just he just clapped for everything. I'm like, dude, I mean, come on, man. They don't want a friend. They want somebody who's going to fire him up, and
Yeah.
that doesn't do it, man. I
No.
mean, they want to see some passion. These players want to see some passion. I mean, he's a brilliant guy. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's using all faculties of his ability. He's a Harvard grad, so it's like maybe he needs to learn how to motivate the hell out of somebody because he just doesn't have that. So
Yeah.
it's he's back on the market.
in contrast, Bruce Arians, I mean, he'll call out all of his players, including Brady, when they're playing stupid. So there might be something to that. Maybe negative reinforcement works a lot better with football players than positive. So just a different type of teaching technique. But let's go ahead and move on, man. Let's move on to the yeah, man. So, it actually tis the season now, dude. So anytime that I feel like, want to give some bad news, I always like to go ahead and say it with a smile. And what better way to do it than with a Merry Early Christmas. So basically, Brock, I'll just say Merry Early Christmas to a certain player's manager. And you jump in, brother, and tell me why. Ready?
Sure.
Yeah? Oh, it's a little bit more excited.
100%.
Look at that. See what you did in the music? That was all you. Merry Early Christmas to Ty Johnson managers. Why is that?
Michael Carter's injured.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told you, go get him. He's going to be good as long as he's playing. And he was, but he got injured. It happens. But now Ty Johnson managers, they're thinking, or you may go pick him up. They've got a pretty good, opponents down the stretch. In Houston, you can run all over Houston. Philly, New Orleans. I mean, hey, Tampa Bay is going to be the tough one, but I mean, if you're in that position, it is what it is. It's not a situation I ever want to be in.
Yeah,
I try very hard to not be in that situation.
Yeah, I'm in that situation. I am. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out my RB2 situation. I never did. Yeah, we just had a conversation off air about that, and I'm trying to, because I have Michael Carter. I was expecting Michael Carter to be my RB2, because it's like what Brock just talked about. His schedule's awesome. So I'm trying to do like Ty Johnson, or David Johnson, and just Brock's like, dude, just stay away from all that. He was his advice was to go after Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, because it's a committee in all three situations. Might as well go for the one that has the better offense and the better defense. So,
well, the better defense for sure that will keep the running game in play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So So I'm starting to kind of go like lean your way. Like I would have to make some moves. I don't want to drop Darrell Williams just yet. So that puts me in a bad spot. So I'll just have to wait to see what happens with Kamara. If Kamara, I'm hoping Kamara's going to play. If we can talk about it right now, okay. And then we'll talk about Kamara down the line. In the shooter ceasefire. Merry Early Christmas, Andy Dalton managers.
Justin Fields, bruised ribs. Looks like he's not getting the start on Thursday, so we're going to see the Red Rocket take the reins and obviously, stink it up.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, he downgrades everything. Yeah. Then like I was not. Well, we'll talk about that in the shooter ceasefire. Merry Early Christmas, Michael Gallup managers. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that there? Why am I saying that?
Well, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper are both doubtful now. Amari Cooper doesn't look like he's going to play.
No, he's not. He's out.
He's still going through the COVID protocols, and CeeDee Lamb just got a concussion in Sunday's loss, and that makes Michael Gallup the number one. There's a chance that CeeDee plays, but I mean, Michael Gallup. I mean, if he's flex worthy at this point. I've seen enough of Michael Gallup to know that he needs to be wide open before he's able to haul in that catch. Any contact he's just not going to catch the ball. He doesn't have those strong, determined, focus on just securing the ball, before he's, worried about getting hit and coming off of IR. One can imagine. So I think he may trend in the positive direction, but he definitely is not wide receiver one worthy in any scheme in the NFL. So anybody wants to take him down, just, you can one-on-one, him, and you're likely to shut him down. But if you leave him wide open, obviously he's going to catch the ball.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to break his coverage before he is, able to secure any kind of catch. I mean, I saw it plenty on Sunday, any contact he got. So, I mean, it's not like necessarily Merry Christmas to Michael Gallup managers. I am one, so it's just like
Me too.
he finally came off of IR. I finally started him, but here we are. He didn't give us but 5 points, I think, and that's not terrible coming off of IR. So, and with this other news, it could bode for more points, and more points is always better. So, play him carefully. I would say, even if he is a wide receiver one on the Cowboys roster, he's probably a low end flex on yours.
Okay. Are you playing him?
I might actually. I am playing him. He's my wide. He's my wide receiver too.
Oh no. That's great. Oh, the question you didn't want me to ask. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Thanks.
what's the pulse in Dallas about CeeDee Lamb?
Well, I mean, he's got to go through concussion protocols. He's going to be fine, but he won't be out for more than a game, and he'll have time to rest and be back for next week.
If you had to choose right now, is he going to play?
No, I don't think he should.
Okay.
Thursday,
Yeah.
he's probably not going to play because you shouldn't. You should. That guy's going to get. He's going to get wrecked again. I mean, the Raiders aren't the worst defense, but still, I mean, you don't want to chance it, especially if he's having any kind of. The word is no. I mean, yeah, there's a chance, but the word is no. I mean, nobody's planning to see him on the field.
So they're just saying that just to keep, because I think that's the the guy who said that he has a good chance or an opportunity to play was the media marketing guy. So maybe it's just a media thing, a marketing thing.
They could be trying to psych out the defense, maybe try to scheme for him and open it up for Michael Gallup. And if it works, then I'll have to send a bouquet of cookies to him, or
Sounds
a
good.
Tiff's treats to that marketing manager.
Gotcha. Merry early Christmas, Miles Sanders managers. Yeah, what's going on with there? Just throw it down real quick.
Yeah, Philly's lead RB, Jordan Howard, suffered a knee injury in Sunday's game and is already reported to be missing Week 12.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves Sanders as the lead RB again.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I mean, I think their RB1 is their quarterback. So I mean,
Yep.
What do you do?
Right. Yeah. So just treat it like the same. But I mean, it is a little bit different, because Miles Sanders, they're more run focused than they were at the beginning of the season. So maybe it'll be a resurgence type of thing. So it's not a bad thing. But we'll talk about it later. So yeah. When we do the shooter cease fires for the rest of, or when I do them, actually, I say the royal we. So all right. So we'll go ahead and we'll move on. That is the Merry Early Christmas. All right. Of course, when you hear that, winter is here. So it's time to talk about the bye weeks. Now, this one is the teams that are lucky enough to have bye weeks on Thanksgiving week, because that's just awesome. I mean, just to be off that whole week and spend it with your family. So basically, this is what I'm going to do, Brock. I'm going to name the team, and you name the players that are of significance that are going to be on bye week. Arizona.
I think as of recent, Zach Ertz.
Yeah. Amen to
that. You got Chase Edmonds, who I think as of recent hasn't been the best, but this is another week for.
He's on IR right now.
He's on IR. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right. He's resting up. DeAndre Hopkins. I mean,
he was out. He was out with the hammy.
Okay. Well, again, Zach Ertz is their guy now.
James Conner.
There you go.
Yes. And Murray. All these guys. Hopefully, when they get back, Hopkins will be there, and of course, and also Murray. But it's interesting because they're talking about after the bye week would be when Chase Edmonds comes back. So you're not wrong there. So you're kind of right. You're not really altogether wrong. How about that? KC, Kansas City.
Oh, this is a big one for me because
me too.
My tight end Travis Kelce's going to be taking a week off, eating some turkey. And, I'm freaking starting David Njoku.
Wow. So right now your roster is Michael Gallup and wide receiver 2, and David Njoku as a tight end.
Yeah, guess who I haven't switched out for quarterback? Cam Newton.
Oh, he did great though.
That was this week. That was his coming out party.
Yeah.
party. So
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Good enough, man. Good enough. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's move on to.
No gnu's is good gnu's. No gnu's is good gnu's. You ain't got any blues if you ain't got any gnu's. Ha! I got
I
no
love seeing your face, dude, while I'm doing that. You are so unamused. You are so unamused. Yeah, yeah. If anybody is wondering, if that's me pushing that to play that, you know, that's from my past, not Brock. He has no idea who Gary Ganous is or cares to even know. All right, start with the news. We'll start here in Houston. Today, the Houston Texans cut Philip Lindsay, sending him to waivers. He hasn't been used anyways, so there really isn't any fantasy impact for the Texans. However, what if he lands in Seattle, Brock? What's your thoughts on that? If Lindsay lands in Seattle, because they need a running back. They don't. I mean, Collins ain't the answer.
in a pass heavy offense, I think he could do a lot better, especially if Wilson is playing back in his usual form. The fingers healing up. It was very apparent that he and Lockett hooked up for 140 yards. So
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, I was like happy to see that.
Yeah.
But as long as he's able to get that flow and that rhythm going again, it bodes well for Alex Collins owners, as well as for Lindsay if he does happen to go that. I mean, if it seems like a good spot for him, especially like I said, with Seattle getting back into the rhythm with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I think that Lindsay is one of those guys that is getting cut because of bad decision making on the Texans' fault part, and it's not really like he's a bad player like Le'Veon Bell or another guy we're going to talk about here pretty soon that's getting cut. Actually, we'll go ahead and talk about him here in a second as soon as we finish this one little bit. But yeah, the I think if he lands someplace like Seattle, like if I hear anything like he's like trying out or they're talking about him going over there, I'm grabbing Philip Lindsay. But I need an RB2. I mean, you already know my situation. I'm like Ty Johnson, David Johnson. What do I do? It's like, ooh. You throw up in your mouth and you move on. That's what you do.
That's exactly.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to make sure I thought it was an interesting point. Everybody that's been following NFL for a while, you'll know why this is an interesting point. So the Texans cut Philip Lindsay only after they recently signed Royce Freeman to the practice squad. So, but in a real small nutshell, Royce Freeman was drafted to be the running back one for Denver. Same year, they pick up undrafted free agent Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay usurps him as the RB1, and then there's that battle. Then finally, they split off, right? And Lindsay comes here to Houston, and Royce Freeman goes on a journey to collect as many jerseys as he can at different teams, with his name on it. And then he finally lands here in Houston, and he's the reason why Lindsay's gone. It's just crazy how, it's all circular. Yeah, yeah. But the one that I was talking about, I was alluding to, was and is Adrian Peterson. Yeah, the Titans released Adrian Peterson today and elevated Dontrell Hilliard to his spot. Thoughts on that?
Yeah. If listen, if you're gonna lose to the Texans, just go full nuclear. Just they made 12 roster changes, including that release, that news there. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna lose to Houston, I would be on the same ledge as them and just like screw this, I'm jumping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hilliard was the back to own last week, but I mean, the week before that it was Foreman. I mean, week before that it was Peterson. Who knows, man? Would you agree with me? Avoid this backfield.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Forget what's going on there.
Yeah. Both Ingram and Kamara were absent from practice today. Now, this is the first day of practice for teams that play on Thursday, so this is could be just a rest day for both. All right. Should we run out and go get Tony Jones Jr., you think, man, against Buffalo?
Not against one of the best defenses. This is a team that I have advised to stay away from this year.
Yeah. Ramondre Stevenson or Tony Jones Jr.?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay. Asking for a friend. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Jets rookie quarterback Zach Wilson is expected to start Sunday versus the Texans. That okay. Elijah Moore, dude, was like the big like he's the real deal. He's the breakout. What do you think this does to him?
Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, Jets.
Okay, good enough. Yeah, yeah. He's not a Jet. You don't want to hear any more. You don't want to hear any more. I'm telling you, everybody, all your listeners right now, you're welcome because we're about to hear about a 10-minute diatribe on the Jets. So yeah, I stopped it right there. I got it. I got you. I got you. Stay away from the Jets. It's you told me to stay away from the Jets, stay away from the Texans, except for Cooks, I think, and stay away from Saints. Oh, even Cooks? Even Cooks? Okay. Then that's Brock's recommendation. Stay away from the Jets, stay away from the Texans, and stay away from the Saints.
It's all heartbreak. It's all heartbreak. You'll be chewing on your feet before the season's over.
Well, obviously, I agree with you, man, because I'm sitting in Houston wearing a Denver Broncos hat. All right, so Jacksonville Jaguar wide receiver. I'll just mention this real fast. Jamal Agnew hurt his hip and is out of season right now, or that was right whenever he started his breakout. It's pretty sad because everybody was pretty excited about him, but it's like that's another other than Robinson. That's somebody to avoid, right? All Jaguars too. Is that right?
Yeah, it's sad to say, but yeah, it is. Robinson's just not who he was last year.
Oh no, I love Robinson. You're not gonna get me on that train. Yeah.
I mean, he has not performed the way as far as I've seen. I mean, 25 yards this past week. It's not like he's going to be that horrible week to week, but still the rest of the team is just it's not working out so well. And Trevor Lawrence has just got to, he's got to grow on this one. He needs to just get a couple more wins under his belt. Maybe at that point it'll turn around. We'll see.
Okay.
But it is definitely a team to stay away from, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. I mean, I feel you, dude. I feel you. Yeah, but I mean, like okay, you're talking about because I'm gonna defend him. You're talking about like 20. He got 29 yards and a touchdown last week. Actually, let's see here. All but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All but 5 games. He's gotten a rushing touchdown, and one of them he got 2. So he's averaging, so he's almost, dude, it's almost every, it's a pretty high percentage, dude, about you're going to get a touchdown with Mr. Robinson. So it's difficult for me to get behind that, but I respect your opinion. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Reportedly, WTF is getting, Washington Team Football is getting tight end Logan Thomas back. He hasn't been fully cleared yet, but sources are saying that he should be back from the hamstring injury that has sidelined him since October 6th. Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown was knocked out of the game in the second quarter due to a chest injury. X-rays on his ribs came back negative, but there'll be more tests, and we'll get a better idea what's going on later on down the week. However, would you agree with me on this, Brock? Would you, if you have a healthy A.J. Brown, would you start him against the New England defense?
Why not? I mean, they're going to go to him. It doesn't matter how many interceptions Tannehill throws or how many pick sixes he's going to throw. He's still going to have to target A.J. Brown. I mean, especially a healthy A.J. Brown.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the other side. I'm an A.J. Brown manager, and I'm also, I'm a real big fan of A.J. Brown. I mean, I was one of those pickups that one of the teams in one of my leagues dropped him, after his slow start, and I just like almost dropped my phone. I was so excited about picking him up. Yeah, I couldn't pick him up fast enough. I was just so excited about it. So yeah, I'm a big fan of AJ Brown, but New England, they like to shut down the number one offensive weapon. All right, I'm in cold take there. Everybody knows that. And of course Brown is the number one. So if anything, that's a good news. Well, we'll talk about that on the what's going on. The trends.
As a New England manager, I drafted New England and I play them pretty much. I stream them. Okay. I'm expecting to see AJ Brown make some noise with them. I mean, they're not completely shut down defense. I mean, they're the kind of defense that's going to get you possibly a pick six, which they've done a couple 2 to 3 times this season. But they get after the quarterback. They like to mess him up, and so Tannehill is definitely somebody not to start in this game. AJ Brown probably because you have AJ Brown. I mean, you may want to look for somebody that could better fill your wide receiver one spot, because I think AJ Brown's probably this week a wide receiver two, low end wide receiver two. You know,
Michael Gallup, or AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Really? Not even a
I mean,
thought.
he can catch the ball. I mean, he can take a he's a bigger guy.
Okay.
You know, he's a bigger guy. He could take the hit, take the contact, make the catch, do what he can.
Okay, what about a banged up AJ Brown and Gallup?
Super healthy Gallup, yeah. Maybe I go Gallup this way.
Okay. Thanks, man. That helped nobody. All right, so pulling with my Broncos. They have extended wide receiver Cortland Sutton for 4 years with a $60.8 million contract with $34.9 million guaranteed. This is after they extended Tim Patrick on Friday. To me, this screams that they're going to be all in on Aaron Rodgers. Does this scream the same thing for you?
I mean, if they're trying to secure these guys, I mean, they're trying to make these deals now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could argue that. Who knows? I mean, that this seems a little too conspiracy for me to really dive into.
If anybody that's watching knows Barack, you'll know how ironic that statement is. I mean, we're almost the king of conspiracy. Just like that ghost that you have opening the door behind you. Conspiracy! Yes. All right, man. We'll move on. So, this is, I mean, let's go ahead and take a moment, before we go on to Shoot or Ceasefire, let's talk about what we're thankful for here in the fantasy community, man. So, I could tell you what I'm thankful for. I'll start off with.
Well, let's start off with what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What are you guys' plans? What do you got planned?
Well, basically, on Thanksgiving, what we normally do as a family is I'll go ahead. Lori and I are going to make a meal. We already I went and I braved the grocery store on Monday. Okay, and I grabbed everything I needed. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna be watching the games. We're down here in Houston. It's supposed to be like really bad rain. It's to be some heavy rainfall. So God be with everybody that's traveling. But we're not doing like the family thing until I think the weekend. We're not good. That's when we're gonna do our family Thanksgiving. What you got going on?
Well, yeah. I mean, Kelly's loves this. My wife loves this holiday, so she's cooking big old 23-pound turkey. Her dad, sister, and both my sister-in-laws coming in. I got Madison and her boyfriend, and a couple of my friends coming in. So yeah, it's actually like we're gonna do a super spreader event.
Okay.
It's like 11 or 12 people come in and a whole spread, so it's gonna be busy. One of the guys that's coming, he doesn't know football very well, so he's gonna be somewhat in his own twilight zone, I would think. So.
Well, yeah. I had a friend of mine that came over once that didn't know much about football, and he's a very curious dude. So I spent the whole game like, what exactly is a line of scrimmage? What's a sack? What's an interception? Why is he trying to catch it? How, why does it say third down? Why are they kicking on fourth? I mean, just it was over and over. Just why? It's like having a 2-year-old. Yeah. So God bless you, dude. Hopefully it's not that with you, man. So, or at least
I don't think his interest is at all in football. So, but he's coming over for camaraderie. Okay. And his girlfriend coming over for camaraderie, and they don't have any family in town, so they're coming over.
Yeah, for some turkey.
Food, turkey. Yes.
Are you a white meat or dark meat kind of guy?
I'm an all meat kind of guy.
See, I'm a dark meat. I love dark meat, dude. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. But fantasy wise, what are you thankful for, brother?
Well, what are you thankful for? Let's hear it.
Oh, well, my first thing, of course, is no waiver wire. Yeah, that's the number one thing I'm thankful for. Oh my God, dude, it's so fun to play without a waiver wire, or an open waiver wire. I think that's the term, But dude, holy mackerel! If you guys haven't done that, you want to, have freedom. Oh, it's fun. You just had it. I mean, this is your first year with it. What's your thoughts, man?
Oh well, we have a situation on ours. There is no waiver wire, but the waivers still don't open up till like Monday at midnight or 1 a.m. So it's just ridiculous because it's still kind of a waiver wire. I mean, you can't
Hmm.
just pick up people and stow them. You can't play them, but you can. I was hoping it would be the situation like you have, where you can just pick up players, while they're in a game and sit them on your team and on your bench
Mm-hmm.
and wait till next week to play them or whatever of that nature. But it's a little stressful because you start to see who's got the P schedule or who gets up for their middle of the night poop,
Yeah.
and you see that there's a consistent a couple people that I'm like, man, I see you get up a couple times a night to pee, don't you?
Well, or they have kids. Or they have kids. I can solve your problem. Switch to
No,
Switch to Yahoo. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Switch to Yahoo. That's the problem. Okay. What are you thankful for, man?
Well, actually, this weekend I'm thankful that my opponent was just too busy to adjust her lineup. She left Henderson in, and then there was an injury that to Jones. He didn't play, so I mean, I just got the walk in, the layup.
Bye week.
Something,
Bye week.
yeah, yeah. There was a bye week. Yeah. There's
No, no.
anyway.
That's what I'm saying. You got a bye week. That's
Yeah, I
what
did
you
say
said.
bye week.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so thank you to Courtney for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hope you study hard. She's a great kid. Um, I'm thankful, for having the presence of mind to pick up Cordero Patterson
That
before
was good.
week one.
That was good.
I'm thankful, for a mind to rhyme and two hype feet. I'm actually thankful to Cam Newton for putting up 3 total touchdowns this past week. I mean, I don't think he's going to do it again, but that's pretty much what I'm thankful for.
You're known as such, huh? Yeah, yeah, no, but yeah, the Najee Harris, man, that was the one that I was the most like thankful for, dude. Like the one that I'm actually now like on a 6 game win streak, I think it is. That's the one that I have Dalvin Cook, and I have Najee Harris. So I guess you know what? Actually, you know what I would say? I'm thankful to my family that plays. Okay, because my family, it was my nephew that dropped Justin Jefferson after week one. So thank you, Travis. And it was Dusty, my sister-in-law, who dropped AJ Brown. So thank you there. So there you go. That's what I'm thankful for. All right, dude. All right, so went a little long. So let's go ahead. That went a little long. So let's go ahead and let's just jump into the shoot or cease fire. What do you think, man?
I don't know. The first game up, I think, is Chicago and Detroit.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much. Darnell Mooney had one play of 60 plus yards. That was the highlight of the game. And I think that was from Andy Dalton, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I play really anybody. I think I cease fire on a lot of people in Chicago just because Andy Dalton's at the helm.
Even
I mean,
Montgomery?
Montgomery.
He did not do good last week. He was awful last week.
Yeah, dude. There's just not a lot going on there. Even when you have Allen Robinson on one
Mm.
side of the ball and Mooney with that speedster strength. I mean, it's all bust. There's not enough boom to go ahead and start really anybody on Chicago. So
What about the defense, man, against the Detroit Lions?
that might be a good play, just because of how turnover prone, Goff is. I mean, I
Hmm.
see that. But DeAndre Swift could rip off another 70, 65-yard touchdown. And that's usually not what you want to see if you're starting your defense, especially when you think, you're starting
Yeah.
when you're playing against, you're starting your defense against Detroit.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, star run back or star linebacker Khalil Mack is out for the year, so yeah, that was kind of that's a reason for me to get a little nervous about Chicago's defense.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people, dude. Like I would not give up on David Montgomery, especially since I'm trying to find running backs in the pool and there's nothing there, so. Montgomery's your best bet. Mooney, I like him because he's the wide receiver one, especially if Allen Robinson is out. Cole Kmet, Yeah, that tight end, dude. I mean, if you need a tight end in the pinch, that's a good one to go to. Yeah. So, Detroit. Yeah, I mean, is it just the normal people, business as usual? DeAndre Swift, T.J. Hawkinson. That's it. Move on, right?
Even T.J. Hawkinson hasn't been that good as of recent that I'm aware of.
Well, but again, it's the tight end spot, and he has the possibility to explode. So that's the reason why I would say to go and go for him. Like Jamal Williams, I know some people have him. He's hurting and he's way behind Swift. So yeah, cease fire on that. You already talked about who you'd cease fire on. What about Marquise Goodwin, man? He got like all those yards. I mean, he had a great game last game. Andy Dalton was playing.
I said what I said.
Okay. Over under is 54.5. Did you take the over or under?
Under.
Same. All right. Let's see. Let's move on to Las Vegas at Dallas. Yeah, it's in a dome-ish, so we don't need to really worry about too much of the weather, but it's a 15% chance of rain, 15, 25-mile-an-hour winds.
Don't they have a retractable roof?
I don't know. It looks like a toilet bowl to me, so I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
With baby logo on it. Wow.
Well, it looks like it, dude. It looks like like from above, it looks like a toilet. So of course, every toilet has a lid, so it makes sense. Las Vegas, man. Who would you shoot on for Las Vegas?
Probably just because of the upside, Hunter Renfro. I think Darren
Agreed.
Waller's a bit of a disappointment, but
Yes.
I think against the Cowboys, who just still are missing some key parts to their defense. I think he may have a pretty decent game in this one. He might certainly get you some points enough to be happy about. So
Daniel Carlson, the kicker. I mean,
I mean he. Yeah, it's in a dome. I mean, I don't recall him being a inaccurate kicker. I think he's one of the most accurate in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, sure, yeah. If you need a kicker, sure. I mean, Carlson's not one to shy away from. So,
All right, I'm gonna say these name on Dallas. You tell me yes if you shoot on them or not. Dak Prescott,
yes,
Zeke.
yeah. Zeke, yes. You just have to.
He
It's too
practiced in
much.
full today. Yeah. Pollard.
No, I'd cease fire on him.
Okay. Reason? Just real quick.
Yeah, it's just gonna be they have to get Zeke going. They really
Oh.
have to get Zeke going, and
Agreed.
and I mean Pollard. Listen, it's situational, but I think you're going to start, heavy with Zeke, and Pollard's going to get some action. But
Okay.
I mean, he's more what he does with the touches he gets. I think he has more upside with the limited amount of touches that he gets,
Efficient.
but maybe not exactly fantasy worthy.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I just figured that he would be somebody to talk about since it should be a run heavy approach because that seems to be the way to attack the Raiders. Yeah. CD Lamb if he plays.
I mean, if he plays, yeah, obviously he's going to be the wide receiver one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about Zerline? Greg Zerline?
Sure. I mean, he's not. I mean, he's missed a few here and there. So, I mean, if you need a good trusty kicker, sure.
Okay. Dalton Schultz.
He's becoming a tight end to count on. So I would
Yeah.
shoot on.
Yeah, especially if CD Lamb's out. Defense. What about their defense? The Dallas defense.
That one's a little iffy. Again, you're going against Derek Carr, so there's a good chance that you do get a pick.
Yep.
I think that is highly likely.
Yep. Dude,
We'll
come
see.
on. It's
I don't know.
It's Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas. Come on, man. You don't think that defense is going to be pumped up? With the Diggs, dude. I mean, he's going to be out there. I think that defense is going to be great. I think that's going to be a smash play, in my opinion.
All right.
Yeah, Michael Gallup.
I've seen. I mean, I hope you're right because obviously it's great. It's good news, but there's still some potential to be upset in this game.
Yeah, you already said shoot on Michael Gallup. What about Cedric Wilson?
Wilson. Yeah, I see he's a big waiver wire ad. I'm sure he's been what's going on today. It's hard to say. I think I think it all depends on your team and what you need. And honestly, it's hard to say that I would start him. I would probably cease fire on him. I'd hate to say that though.
Okay, yeah, I would too. I would too. Yeah. Now, as far as Vegas, Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake, they're not anybody. I mean, my opinion, I have a high opinion of the Dallas defense. Of course, I'm a manager, so I'm a little bit biased. Weird because in Houston we're supposed to hate the Cowboys, but fantasy football has cured that for me. Yeah, I don't hate the Cowboys anymore thanks to fantasy football. So see, it spreads love. It removes ignorance. It can remove ignorance, so that's a good thing.
I think it was tribalism.
Yeah, well, that too. Yes. But I think Jacobs and Kenyon Drake aren't playing well enough anyway, and it's a good defense. So I would not. I would cease fire on them. I'd cease fire on David Carr. Like I said, I think he's going to be good for at least 2 interceptions, man. I think he's going to be like that. I would cease fire on the defense. Any other wide receivers other than Hunter Renfrow. So I think we're pretty much in agreement there. 54.5 over under. Which one do you go with?
Oh, this has a chance to go over. This does have a chance to go over. So I'd go
Okay. Over? Okay, yeah. Let's do it. The last one on the turkey games. Then we'll just really quick go into the what's going on.
Now, this will be right at about the time I'm chowing into some white meat, some dark meat, some stuffing, some green bean casserole, probably on my second shot of bourbon and first to second glass of wine. So
Buffalo at New Orleans. Okay, it's a dome game, so no worries about the weather. Let's just do just in effort to make it a little bit faster. Let's just do what we did last time with the. I thought that worked out pretty well. I'm going to tell you these names. You tell me if you'd shoot on them. Buffalo, Josh Allen.
Shoot.
Okay. Stephon Diggs.
Shoot.
Tyler Bass.
Shoot.
Defense.
New Orleans. God, dog, it's bad. Shoot.
Okay. Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Dawson Knox.
Shoot.
All
Good
right.
target.
Okay. All right. And how about Emmanuel Sanders?
Ceasefire.
Yep. Dude, he's averaging 4.7 and a half PPR points in the last 4 games. I mean, it's Diggs, then Knox, and that's it. Thank the Lord.
Sanders had 2 good games. What I think even just 1 good game. And a lot of trade decisions were made based on that 1 game that just has blown my mind ever since.
Okay. Gabriel Davis, last one.
Ceasefire.
Oh, and all the running backs. I mean, you cease fire on the running backs anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I ceased fire on Moss. I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, New Orleans. Let's go New Orleans way. Mark Ingram.
Ceasefire.
Okay. How about Marquez Callaway?
Ceasefire. Who's throwing the ball?
Jawan Johnson. Adam Troutman. Dude, Adam Troutman sprained his MCL. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks.
I don't know. Ceasefire. It doesn't matter. Look who's throwing the ball. I mean, you can't. If you're a gambling man, sure, why not?
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm just looking at the data. I'm looking at who's most consistent, and that's the player that I'm going to go after. That's the player that's going to get to start. I mean, sometimes when I'm a little bit of a gambler, and it has paid off. It paid off at Cam Newton. So
and Patterson, yeah, because that was
but I mean, I think that was just he was going to work well in a scheme that was going to put him at heavy workload on a daily basis, and I saw that and I was like, why is he on the waivers right now?
What week did you pick him up?
Week 1, right before
there you go.
Sunday.
That's a gamble.
Sunday morning, 11:40. I want to say
gamble. That's a gamble. Okay,
I picked him up. I started him. He hasn't been off. He hasn't sat unless it was his his bye or he got injured. So hopefully back.
I think I'm going to say that I just want to talk about this guy real quick. Okay, Alvin Kamara. Okay, I would say go ahead and shoot on Alvin Kamara. I know you said he's not going to play, but I believe he is. Okay, now when the injury first came out, it said it was mild, and it was said it was going to be a mild MCL sprain is a few days to a week and a half. All right, to recovery time. Now that's roughly 1 to 2 weeks. This is week 3. All right, they are tied for the wild card. They need this win. It's prime time, national game on Thanksgiving. I think that they practiced him on Wednesday last week just to see how he's healing. They said, okay, he's going to be fine. Let's shut him down now, make sure that he's ready for that Thanksgiving game. I think that's exactly what they did because Philadelphia traditionally was weak against the run, so they figured they could just go with Ingram, and they had Tony Jones Jr. coming in. So I thought they probably thought we can probably rest Kamara. I think he's coming back in, so I think he's going to play. So I'm staking it. I'm saying he's going to play, and so I would say go ahead and shoot on him. So I want to make sure and say that. So thank you. I think he'll be good to go, dude. I think he'll be good to go. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think that actually takes care of the shoot or ceasefire, man, for this for Thanksgiving. So let's just real quick go into what's going on. All right. So yeah, so on the what's going on. All right. So this is where we go ahead and we talk about all the trends. Like we take. I think we're going to take about a couple of them because of time constraints. We're going to take we're going to take a look at a couple of trends that are trending up and some that are trending down. Actually, how about this, man? If there's nothing you don't want to say about it, then we'll just move on, make it easier. Yeah, like
No, I think you've got some people that you've added here. I think Cedric Wilson, certainly we talked about,
trending up, trending up
with
yeah.
what's going on, with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Certainly he's going to be streamable if you're in that need for a receiver this week. So yeah, he certainly has had an uptick in his ownership. I think by like at least 50%. Deontay Foreman, I think he trends up a little bit because Adrian Peterson's gone, but he's still going to be fighting a backfield with Hilliard and McNichols, which I mean that's not a lot of competition. So
yeah, that's trending down. Yeah. Let's make sure like okay, so trending up. You talked about Cedric Wilson because we already talked about Damian Hillard. We talked about Nick Westbrook. So because AJ Brown, that's the Titans. We talked about that. We talked about Chicago defense. Now we're on the trending down. See, that's how fast because we talked about a lot of these trends already.
Yeah,
So you talked about Deontay Foreman. Said it was outtouched by Damian Hillard. Okay, so I'm just getting everybody focused. Keep going, brother. You're on a roll.
Yeah. I mean, the ones that stand out here, I guess Tennessee Titans defense.
Yeah.
Again, they took that shellacking from Houston. So what else is possible?
Say what I wrote. Say what I wrote.
Titans D, they were the darling of the waiver wires last week until the Houston Texans offense had angry butt sex with them.
See, I didn't put the butt in there. That's you. But I wrote that just for you, dude, for you to say, because I figured that was kind of your style, dude. Yeah.
Revenge sex,
Yeah,
So,
but I didn't add the butt in there. No, that was an ad lib by Barack.
Right.
the butt Seguin. Okay, Marcus Johnson. Yeah, he was a wide receiver that was supposed to take over a bigger role. But he hurt his hammy, so he's out. About Gallman, dude. About Wayne Gallman Jr. How about that, dude? Yeah. He was supposed to take over due to his high usage last in week 10. But, dude, it was Mike Davis and Quadre Allison. Have you ever even heard? Do you even knew that guy was alive? Quadre.
Yeah, no. I mean, all I saw is that they're both on the Atlanta team, and I'm like, did you see what happened to Atlanta? Yeah, they're trend downward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. Patterson, being out there, just it's just crazy, man. So.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, man. All right. So, any more of the trending up or down that you might want to talk about?
I don't know. Not really. It looks like that's those are most of the moves that I saw.
Yeah, Ty Johnson and Tevin Coleman are trending up, but we already talked about them. Dude, that's
I think with this being a bye week for Kansas City, mostly we'd see Logan Thomas upticking, but he's still in the waiver, and that's because he's coming off of injury, and people who are just dealing with shit tight ends to begin with are not looking at the tight end spot, but those for me who are like, okay, I was just going to play this as it came to me. I didn't plan ahead, to sit, a tight end because I was too busy, looking at streaming quarterbacks and, starting to put those guys on my team. I might running my wide receiver situation has been like crazy. So yeah, it's been a matter of trying to fill that spot. And so now I think Logan Thomas will likely see, a little bit of an uptick.
I think that the stream for you, dude, is I would stream Juwan Johnson. I know you don't like the Saints, but dude, that guy is a wide receiver / tight end. All right, and he's going to be getting. They're going to need to throw. in that game. So I think that would be the stream that I would recommend to you, for that. Just like you were nice enough to recommend Ramondre Stevenson as the stream over Ty Johnson, Tevin Coleman, or David Johnson. I will recommend that for you. So it's up to you, man. Take it for what it's worth. But yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, well, let's go ahead and put a bow on this show. All right. So I want to make sure and thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the content that we have provided for you, please like and subscribe. Let us know that you're enjoying the show. Make sure and tell at least one person about the show. It'll help the show grow. That'd be fantastic. I want to make sure and thank our supporters, Sports Host app, High Volume Music Radio, and also every Thursday, except for this one, because it's Thanksgiving, check out Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian on the High Volume Music Radio app. All right, so on behalf of Brock the Commish Seguin, or should I say the Butt Seguin, and me, your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, we want to thank you for watching, and we hope that this year's a damn sight better than the last. Parting shot, Brock.
Yeah, it's the holidays. So I would say on these holidays, if you're baking cream pies, don't Google cream pies.
That's actually pretty good advice.
Google cream pie recipes.
Yeah, make sure you get that correct. That's a good idea. It's a good idea, yeah. Well, my parting shot, of course, is, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully we're helping you out. We love the fact that you stuck with us this long throughout the year. Hope you're having a great year. Brock's in a good spot for the playoffs. I'm in a good spot for the playoffs. So Lord willing, we'll both make it. And I hope the same for you guys. Yeah, so there's a lot to be thankful for, man. So make sure, enjoy the time off. Enjoy the turkey or whatever meal you're making. I'm making pork, so I'm not making turkey. Okay, so, switching it up a little bit, because I'm going to have turkey on the weekend. Anyway, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the weekend, the long weekend, and Merry Christmas, right? Because it's Christmas time, right? Yeah, so I'm the first one to say Merry Christmas, right? So yeah, enjoy yourself, enjoy the games. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life,
don't dream it, be it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thankful for this, dude. This is that groove. Watch this. That's tight, brother. Good job, dude. Good job, bro. Yeah.
I hope it recorded.
It did.